everybody, and welcome back to another Pokemon Challenge video. Last time, I asked the question, could I beat Pokemon Sword only using a single shiny Stonejourner? And that video was a ton of fun to make, and I think it turned out pretty well. So if you're interested in that sort of thing, don't forget to go ahead and check it out after you're done watching this video. Today, however, I am introducing a challenge idea I came up with that is so unique and interesting that almost every person that does it will have a different experience. I call this challenge the Namesake Challenge. Everybody has a first name, a middle name, a last name, or even a nickname. And almost every Pokemon trainer in the anime, manga, and video games has one as well. So, I asked the question, could you beat an entire Pokemon game playing as a real Pokemon trainer? You might be unsure exactly what it is that I mean by that. Well, you find a Pokemon trainer that has the same name as you, and then beat an entire game only using their Pokemon. Hence, the Namesake Challenge. A namesake is a person or thing that shares the same name with somebody else. So, if your name happens to be Tracy Sketchit, or just Tracy rather, you could play through an entire game only using the Pokemon Tracy had in the anime, which would be a Venonat, Marill, and a Scyther. So, you would then pick the game of your choice, trade those 3 Pokemon over, and then beat the game only using those 3. Depending on what your name is, you could get a really interesting set of Pokemon, or be unable to find any at all. It obviously will vary from person to person, and this might not be something that you personally can do. But if you can find a trainer with your name, it could make for a really interesting challenge run. Feel free to use your first name, middle name, last name, or even a nickname. Anything that you yourself identify as. If you can find a trainer with that same name, definitely go for it, because this is definitely one of the most fun challenge runs I have ever done. By searching your name on Bulbapedia with a little bit of research, you can usually find a trainer that shares your name. So, who exactly is my namesake? Let's search that up together. So, go ahead and fire up Bulbapedia, and over at the search bar, you can go ahead and search your name. So, my name is Jarrett, but it's spelled J-A-R-E-T-T, which is a more uncommon spelling. But personally, it's the only one that looks decent to me. You know, in my opinion, if your name's J-A-R-R-E-T-T, I apologize. Your parents gave you a dumb name. But a misspelled name at that. That's not what this video's about. So let's go ahead and search Jarrett. There were no results matching the query. Okay, well, let's see if there's a J-A-R-R-E-T-T. And yeah, there are quite a few results that actually come up here. So, I see 3. There is Juggler Jarrett, there is Black Belt Jarrett, and there is Sailor Jarrett. So, in this case, that I've already researched these 3 before. Juggler Jarrett has a team of 6 Pokemon. 6 really unique ones at that. Black Belt Jarrett only has a single Machamp, so he personally wouldn't be a good one to play through as it would just be a Machamp solo run at that point. And Sailor Jarrett has a ton of Pokemon, as he resides in the Battle Tower. So, as a general rule of thumb, I would say it's best to limit yourself to only 3 to 4 Pokemon, as most trainers on average only have 3 to 4 Pokemon. This will make it a little more challenging, and if you get somebody like Sailor Jarrett in this case, with like 20 different options because he's in the Battle Frontier, you can pick 3 or 4 Pokemon from that list and go from there. But I'm really picky, and J-A-R-R-E-T-T is not my name, so none of these 3 are gonna do for me. So, with that being said, if you guys like this idea for a challenge run, don't forget to tell me down below in the comments section, and tell me what your namesake has, if you ended up doing this run as well, and leaving a like, turning that little gray thumb to blue helps out so much, and subscribing will let you see more videos like this that I make in the future. And send this video to some of your other favorite Pokemon YouTubers that make challenge videos. Who knows, maybe they'll go ahead and do a namesake run of their own. It'll obviously be much different than any other one that's done. So, with that being said, unfortunately this challenge isn't something that I can do. So, I hope you guys like the concept of this, and thank you so much for... Obviously, I'm not gonna just post this and call it a day. Surely there's something out there for me. I said nicknames after all. I go by Chroma online, so let's go ahead and search Chroma. All right, let's go ahead and search Chroma. There's gotta be something for me. Nothing. There were no results matching the query. Okay. Well, I mean, I might as well try Corm. You see, for those of you that are new to the channel, my audience has given me a nickname of the nickname Chroma. They've taken Chroma and mushed it down to Corm, and I've pretty much never been called Jared or Chroma since I started YouTube. I've only ever been Corm. So if I were to do a challenge like this, I would have to play through as Pokemon Trainer Corm, but what are the actual chances that there's a Pokemon Trainer Corm? That makes no... Hunter? Corm? What? Are you serious? Hold up, there's actually a Pokemon Hunter Corm? Whoa, that team is wicked! This is awesome! Hunter Corm in the Underground Coliseum in Pokemon Coliseum? There's a Pokemon Trainer Corm? I think this would work. Of course it'd be from Pokemon Coliseum. Those games have tons of trainers with weird names. Hey. I probably got one of the coolest namesakes out there. Lombre, Qwilfish, and Clamperl? What do you guys say? Let's go ahead and do this. Can I beat Pokemon Black and White while playing as my namesake? Hunter Corm from the Under Coliseum in Pokemon Coliseum? Let's find out. Let's do this. Whoopsie. I dropped my keyboard. How you doing? Alright, it's time for the first ever namesake challenge run. So, as we established before, Hunter Corm from the Under Coliseum in Pokemon Coliseum has 3 Pokemon: a Lombre, Qwilfish, and Clamperl. I'll be doing this run on Pokemon White, since I thought it could be a lot of fun doing it in the 5th generation. The rules I'm playing with are simple, but I want to go a bit in depth on the types of styles other people can do with this kind of challenge. I've divided the namesake challenge into 3 different categories: easy, normal, and hardcore mode. Easy mode is simple. You have to start with the Pokemon your namesake uses. So for me, I would start with Lombre, Qwilfish, and Clamperl. However, in easy mode, I'm allowed to change these Pokemon. They can have different abilities from Hunter Corms, and they can even be evolved during my adventure. So I would eventually have a Ludicolo, Qwilfish, and Huntail, or Gorbis. Normal mode is the mode I'll be playing with. Normal mode, you start with your namesake's Pokemon, and they must have the same ability as they do in that game. For my instance, the Lombre will have Swift Swim, Clamperl, Shell Armor, and Qwilfish, Poison Point. In normal mode, the Pokemon cannot be evolved, so I will be playing with Lombre, Clamperl, and Qwilfish the entire game. In hardcore mode, everything must remain the exact same. You must use the same abilities, you cannot evolve the Pokemon, and they can only use moves known by the namesake's Pokemon in the game. So for me, my best attacks would be Water Gun the entire game. For this being the first of its kind, I wanted it to be a fun challenge, so I'm going with normal mode. However, the option is there for people who want something a little more brutal or something a little easier. The additional rules I'll be playing with, by choice, are as follows. I'm not going to be allowing the use of any items in battle. Held items and Pokeballs of any kind are fair game. I must play on the game mode set the entire time. And only Lombre, Qwilfish, and Clamperl are allowed to be used during battle. I'm allowed to catch other Pokemon for HM users outside of battle in order to progress, but they cannot be used in combat. Comment down below and let me know if you think I can win this challenge without over-leveling. I'm certain I can win this handedly by over-leveling a ton, but I'm curious if I'll be able to do this below level 65. Comment and let me know if you think I can do that. With all that out of the way, let's jump into this challenge and see if I can beat Pokemon White playing as my namesake, Hunter Corm from the Ore region. Alright, to get everything set up properly on a black or white game, I need to do a few interesting things to get everything in order. To start, I use an emulator with a Pokemon White ROM, and I use a real Pokemon White cartridge to make 2 files. both playing as a young boy named Corm, of course. Let's start with the emulator file. You'll see why in a bit. I choose Tepig on both files. This will make the run as difficult as possible since the Pokemon I'll be using are water types, making neither Bianca nor Cheren have the fire type starter. Once I get Pokeballs, I go catch 2 Pokemon on Route 1 and reach Accumula Town. I then turn off the game and open a program called Pokegen. I use this program to edit my starter and the 2 Pokemon I captured to be a Clamperl, Lombre, and Qwilfish. Meet Corm's Angels, Kelly, Sabrina, and Jill. Fish. I defeat Ends Purloin with a combination of the 3 of them and do the same with Bianca and Cheren on Route 2 in Instriken City. It's time for the first gym leader already, and since we chose Tepig, we'll be fighting Cress, the water type user. He leads with the Lillipup, and I lead with Jill, our Qwilfish, who is only sitting at level 8. I start by using Poison Sting, going for a poison, but instead using Bite activated my poison point, doing that for us. It then starts to use their signature move, Work Up. This raises their attack and special attack, which can get deadly really quick. I switch into Kelly to take a hit, as she has pretty good defense, and Crest uses a potion as I use Water Gun. Luckily, Kelly lives with 2 hit points remaining, and the poison takes Lillipup out. It's at this point Jill wants to learn Minimize. This move raises her evasion by 2 stages. This move will be game-changing for the remainder of this run. Out comes his ace Panpour, who uses Work Up as I switch Sabrina, our Lombre, into battle. I use Absorb as it continues to use Work Up, but thankfully it's unable to do much to me as we 4 times resist water, and Sabrina is able to take Panpour down after using Absorb a few times. And with that, the first gym leader is defeated already, earning ourselves the Trio Badge. 1 down, 7 to go. I make my way over to the Dream Yard and grab the gift Pansage, teaching it the HM move, Cut, using this to enter the center of the Dream Yard and take down some Team Plasma Grunts for the first time. I return to the city and get the Sea Gear functionality from Fennel. This is why I'm starting with 2 files. During this time, on a real cartridge of Pokemon White, I've done the same things, but with the starter Pokemon Tepig. Since you're unable to trade until this point, and I can't use Pokegen on a real cartridge. To prevent emulator issues, and because overall I just prefer playing on real hardware, I take Sabrina, Jill, and Kelly and match their information up with the real cartridge, and trade them from the emulator file to the real cartridge. This way, they'll obey me, and are technically fully legitimate Pokemon, as their information says they were hatched from eggs in Accumula Town. Now that Sabrina, Kelly, and Qwilfish are on my real copy of Pokemon White, let's make our way to Nacrene City. While whopping Cheren again with Pokemon he had never even seen before, I should take this time to ask you, did you know I have a Discord server with an inviting and active community? Or that you should follow me on Twitter, or even the dreaded request of crushing the like button, because it helps out a ton. Also, I'm genuinely curious, who is your favorite Pokemon from Gen 5? I know Unova gets a lot of hate, but it's home of some of my favorite designs. I love reading your comments and talking to you guys, so don't be shy. Upon reaching Nacrene City and almost getting completely cleaned by a nurse and her Muna, I realize my Angels aren't doing too well, and we need a little bit of training. So after clearing all the trainers west of Nacrene and everybody has leveled up a little bit, I head to the museum to take on N. He leads with a P-Dove and I lead with Kelly. I start by using the very inaccurate Whirlpool to get consistent damage off, and while it does quite a lot, it only has 85% accuracy, so I missed this quite a bit. Kelly manages to take P-Dove down with 2 more Water Gun uses, and in comes Tympole. I switch into Sabrina to easily get rid of it with 2 uses of Absorb, and his last Pokemon, Timber, comes out. I use Nature Power, which becomes Tri-Attack, and get a lucky burn. I then switch into Jill to share some experience and finish it off with a Water Gun. I enter the second gym and defeat all the trainers inside and get ready to face Lenora. Lenora is notoriously difficult, and I don't like how my chances are looking being this underleveled, but you know me, I decide to go for it anyways. I'm thinking if we can get enough minimizes off and not get hit, we should be golden. After 2 minimizes, we get hit with Takedown again, but Poison Point activates again. And after our Oran Berry, we're at 34 hit points and max evasion, so I go for Water Gun over and over, getting it into healing range. As she heals Herdier, I use Spikes, getting down 3 layers for her Watchog, while the poison does some damage. Takedown hits me again, bringing Jill down to 7 hit points, as we finally take Herdier out with Water Gun and the poison damage. Jill wants to learn Roll Out. Jill wants to learn Roll Out. Jill learned Roll Out. This was a very welcome surprise. In comes Watchog, and I use Roll Out, but unfortunately Retaliate connects and knocks Jill out. We still have a chance though. In comes Sabrina to use Fake Out and Rock Smash as Hypnosis misses. I then get put to sleep, but our Chesto Berry wakes us up as I hit with a Tri-Attack. Unfortunately, Hypnosis hits again and Watchog uses Retaliate. But we survive and wake up, knocking it down to just a sliver of health remaining. I then switch to Kelly and use Water Gun, taking out Watchog and earning our second badge, the basic badge from Lenora. 2 down, 6 to go. We chase Team Plasma into Pinwheel Forest and get the Dragon Skull back, and then take the Sky Arrow Bridge to Castalia City. I take down the Battle Company for the experience share. Something else that will really help us out is the Eviolite. I grab that and give it to Sabrina for now, but this will also be incredibly useful for Kelly, as she is already pretty defensive. But I have something else in mind for Kelly. She'll just have to wait a little longer. We clear out Team Plasma once more and enter the third gym. This gym is full of bugs, which Sabrina's weak to, and a lot of these bugs have grass moves, which again makes Kelly quite difficult to use. But Jill, on the other hand, wow, is Jill an MVP? Rollout was so well timed. It makes quick work of all the gym trainers, and it's already time for Berg. So, we get straight to it. First up is Whirlipede, and of course, I lead Qwilfish. I start with the usual minimize 3 times. I then throw up 1 layer of spikes for the Dwebble that I know he has. That will break its sturdy, allowing Jill to knock it out in 1 shot, not wasting any precious rollout turns. Rollout connects 3 times, knocking Whirlipede out, and the 4th hit knocks Dwebble out in 1 shot, since the spikes broke its sturdy. In comes his Ace Leavanny, and the Quick Claw activates, allowing Qwilfish to go first. We hit with the max chain of rollout, bowling Leavanny over in 1 shot, earning ourselves the Insect Badge on the first try. 3 down, 5 to go. We head north to Namesake City and run into Bianca and Charon once again. I lead Sabrina against Bianca's Herdier and use Tri-Attack after a Fake Out, getting a lucky freeze on the second use, allowing Herdier to go down easily. Next up's Muna, who takes a Tri-Attack too well and uses Moonlight and Yawn, forcing me to switch into Kelly. Kelly takes a Psybeam fairly well and takes Muna out with 2 Water Gun uses. And in comes her Servine. I switch into Sabrina, hoping to fake it out, but it uses Leaf Tornado, lowering my accuracy, causing me to miss multiple attacks as it sets up Growth. I cannot have this happen, so I switch into Jill as Servine gets a 3rd Growth. So I counter Growth with Minimize, and it gets up a 4th Growth. And a 5th Growth! Bianca, what are you doing? I get a 3rd and final Minimize off for +6 evasiveness, and aim for a rollout combo, as Servine does the same, getting its final +6 with Growth. But rollout continues to hit, bringing it down to 1 hit point. And of course it does! Leaf Tornado hits, but Sabrina comes in, finishing it off with a Fake Out. And with her final Pokemon being Panpour, we take it out no problem with 2 Grass Knots. Charon went much more smoothly, as I led with Sabrina and switched into Jill against his P-Dove lead, using Rollout, sweeping his entire team with Qwilfish. I reached Namesake City and head straight into the action. Next up is N. Man, there are so many rival battles in Black and White, I forgot! I take his Sandile out with Sabrina after taking a ton of damage, and in comes Sigilyph. Oh dear God, Sigilyph! It takes Sabrina out with an Air Cutter and I send in Qwilfish. Yeah, she's weak to Psybeam, but manages to live with only 2 hit points remaining, getting up a Minimize, twice with the Quick Claw. I get 1 more Minimize off and prepare to sweep N down, critting Sigilyph taking it out, and getting Darumaka down as well. His final Pokemon Scraggy comes in, but it survives and uses Feint Attack, which doesn't miss, and it's all on Kelly now. However, luckily she hit through confusion after Scraggy used Swagger and won us the fight. I get impatient as I usually do and enter the gym immediately, even though it's an electric gym and my entire team is weak to Emolga. I learned that the hard way as I wipe to the first trainer in the gym with 2 Emolga. Twice. I take this as a sign and go clear the surrounding trainers to the west, managing to barely squeak by the first gym trainer with Sabrina's newly learned Bubble Beam. I then manage to reach Elisa, and while my chances are very low, I go for it anyways. It took me nearly an hour. If I wanted to do it without overleveling, here's what I needed to do. I had to lead with Qwilfish, holding the Quick Claw. If the Quick Claw didn't activate turn 1, I would lose the fight. I needed to get 3 Minimizes off and go for broke with Rollout. By having the Quick Claw activate first, it would allow me to dodge the first attack, putting us in a game-winning position. Both Emolga have Aerial Ace, which can bypass the Minimize, meaning I need to have all the health I can get. The other problem is both Emolga have Static. This means I can get paralyzed by using rollout, and if my chain breaks, we probably lose the fight. On my third minimize, Emolga poisoned itself by using Aerial Ace on my poison point. Now I go for rollout. It used Aerial Ace again, bringing me down to 42 hit points, and rollout takes Emolga number 1 down. I dodge another Volt Switch and take Emolga number 2 out. And in comes her ace, Zebstrika. I dodge Volt Switch again, and rollout brings Zebstrika down to 1 hit point remaining. And my final rollout misses. So, I start a new chain. Rollout hits once, twice, 3 times, and the 4th time is the charm with a critical hit to boot, earning ourselves our 4th badge, the Bolt Badge from Elisa. 4 down, only 4 to go. Upon leaving Nimbasa City, Charon comes at us once again. His Hybrid annoys Sabrina with Fake Out and Torment, but she takes it out with ease. Tranquil comes in and I switch into Kelly as it uses Detect. Nice! Kelly chips it down with the Water Gun and Whirlpool, and one-shots the incoming Panseer with Water Gun. His final Pokemon is his Ace Duat. Kelly stays in and uses Return a few times, using up its Citrus Berry. I then switch into Qwilfish, who ends up confused from Water Pulse and goes down. Sabrina comes in and finally finishes Duat with a Grass Knot. We then team up with Charon to stomp some little kids and then reach Driftvale City. I make sure to grab the incredibly useful Rocky Helmet outside of the cold storage and give it to Jill. While clearing out Team Plasma in the cold storage, I find myself really disliking that our best water moves are Bubble Beam, Water Gun, and Whirlpool. I say these things to myself as I unknowingly forget to pick up the TM for Scald that I passed by in the cold storage as I head for Clay's gym. Yeah, this one really hurts to look back on. Luckily for us though, Quorum's Angels happen to all be water types, meaning Clay's gym trainers are an absolute joke, Water Gun or not, and Clay wasn't much different. I lead with Sabrina against his Krokorok, and it fortunately misses Swagger as I blast it with a Bubble Beam. He heals it up, but it doesn't matter as I continue to lay down the water pressure, forcing him to waste his healing items on his Krokorok, taking it out right after with a 3rd Bubble Beam. In comes his ace, Excadrill, right away, who also misses his attack and Rock Slide, but the second one makes us flinch. The third one brings us down to 20 hit points as we take it out with a critical hit, and his final Pokemon is a Palpitoad. Being 4 times weak to Grass, Grass Knot makes quick work of Palpitoad, knocking it out in 2 shots, defeating Clay, earning us the Quake Badge. 5 down, 3 to go. Look who we have here upon leaving the gym. Say it with me, everybody. It's another rival battle. This time, Bianca again. I am over these rival battles, so I stick Qwilfish on him with a good old minimize rollout, and Jill even learns revenge in this time. Rollout lasts for as long as it can, taking out Herdier and Musharna, but unfortunately Servine ends my streak, hitting with a Leaf Tornado twice in a row through my minimize. Sabrina comes into play and uses Tri-Attack, freezing her Servine, though Bianca heals her frozen starter twice until it thaws out, lowering Sabrina's accuracy twice with Leaf Tornado, causing her to miss twice. I switch into Kelly to reset the accuracy drops, and in turn, Kelly gets knocked out. Sorry, Kelly. You'll be better soon, I promise. Sabrina comes back in with only 27 hit points remaining, and Leaf Tornado hits again, lowering my accuracy again. But thankfully, she finally missed the Leaf Tornado, allowing us to survive and finish Servine off. With her final Pokemon being Panpour, who uses Water, Sport, and Taunt, we're able to take it out with a Tri-Attack and Grass Knot. After clearing a ton of required Team Plasma grunts out in the Charred Stone Cave, we've got another fight with N. He leads with his Boldore, and I lead with Sabrina. Grass Knot takes it down to Sturdy, and it only wastes its turn using Iron Defense. Joltik comes in and uses Bug Bite and Gastro Acid on Sabrina, as I use Nature Power Rock Slide twice to finish it off. Clink goes down to 3 Bubble Beam uses, and his final Pokemon is Ferocide. This thing walls my Angels, but after several uses of Qwilfish's Revenge, we managed to take it out and reach Mistralton City. The Angels all fight together for the first time in a triple battle, as we make our way to the Celestial Tower to bring Skyla back to her gym. We follow her back, fighting all of the gym trainers and challenging Quorum's true angel, Skyla. Flying's weak to rock, so we might as well use our primary rock strategy in minimize and rollout. Jill gets the +6 evasion, and Swoobat gets the +6 special defense. Unfortunately for her, that special defense doesn't matter. Rollout hits 3 times, taking Swoobat out, a 4th time for Unpheasant, and then her ace Swanna gets hit with the 5th and final rollout, securing ourselves the Jet Badge from Skyla. 6 down, 2 to go. Headed over to Twist Mountain, we run into Charon again. I sound like a broken record with these rivals, my god! Wanting to clear them out as quickly as possible, we use our current reigning MVP, Qwilfish. Say it with me. We minimize, and we roll out. Roll out builds up, taking out Unpheasant, taking out Liepard, Simisear, and taking out his Ace Duo. Finally, a quick and easy rival battle. Upon defeating Charon, we get what is possibly the best item in the game for Corm's Angels. We get HMO3 Surf. We can finally replace our horrible water moves. Goodbye, Brine. Goodbye, Bubble Beam. Goodbye, Water Gun. But you don't even know the beginning of why Surf is so good. We storm through Twist Mountain and reach Icarus City. I go north outside to the Dragon Spiral Tower and catch a Tranquil to use Fly. I fly back home and head north back to Route 1. Surfing west of here, you can get an item over on Route 17 that is usually completely useless in the main story of Black and White. But for this specific challenge, it's game-changing. It's the Deep Sea Tooth. This item allows Clamperl to evolve into Huntail. But you might be thinking, I thought you weren't allowed to evolve these guys. You're right, I'm not. But you know what else the Deep Sea Tooth does? It doubles Clamperl's special attack. Say goodbye to useless little Kelly. She is now a monster. She struggled the entire game, but it is now time for her to come out of her shell. Metaphorically speaking. With this item at level 38, gives Kelly a special attack stat of 138. 138! That beats Sabrina and Jill by 82 points. She's about to become our new MVP. And let me show you just how powerful against our 7th gym leader, Bryson. I lead with Kelly. Wow, I never thought I'd say that. And he leads with Vanillish. Surf. Dead. Beartic's out. Swagger. We hit through. Surf. Oh, over half. And she knocks herself out in confusion. But you kind of see what I was going for. Jill comes in and uses Rollout, getting our 7th badge, the Freeze badge from Bryson. 7 down. Only 1 more to go! We chase in off of the Dragon Spiral Tower and head east over to Route 8. Kelly absolutely destroys a bunch of trainers, including almost one-shotting an Alola Mola with a resisted Surf. Now do you see how insane Kelly is? Before we can make our way to Opelucid City, however, we need to head over to the Relic Castle in the Desert Resort. Before going further in, I talk to a nice lady who gives me the fossil. At the bottom, we catch up with Alder, who is talking to Getsus, then head to Nacrene City to pick up the Darkstone. Then, surprisingly, we have one of the most difficult fights for our entire run. Another battle with Bianca. Let me spare you and get to the winning part. It's raining on the route, which is great for our team, especially Sabrina, who has Swift Swim. I lead with Sabrina while she leads with Stoutland. We get a critical hit Surf, bringing Stoutland down to a single hit point, causing her to heal, but Surf hitting twice more takes Stoutland out. Next is her Superior, the biggest threat by far. Tri-Attack does barely anything, while Leaf Blade does almost half. A second Tri-Attack burns Superior, which goes a long way, allowing us to take a second Leaf Blade. I then go for Surf, and since it's raining and gets a lucky critical hit, it does a lot more than you'd expect, taking Superior out right then and there. Her Musharna comes in next, and I Surf again, doing less than half while she takes Sabrina out. Naturally, I send in Kelly, since Qwilfish is weak to Psychic, and Surf from our monster clam takes Musharna out very comfortably. And her final Pokemon is Simipour, who decides to use Leer on us. I don't know what it is with this Simipour, but it's been pretty pathetic this adventure, clearing our path to Opelucid City. I head to the gym as soon as possible, even though I think our chances are really slim. See, Dragon types are incredibly powerful and resist water moves, which is really all we have aside from Rollout. After defeating all the gym trainers and wiping out once, we make our way to Iris, the final gym leader in Pokemon White. I lead with our little monster Kelly, and she leads with her Fracture. I use Rain Dance right away to give us as much power as we can possibly get, while Fracture just spams Dragon Dance. Surf in the rain easily clears Fracture in a single shot, and next up is Druddigon. Surf doesn't take it out in one hit, but does well over half, and Revenge does less than half to us. Surf outspeeds and takes out the Druddigon, only leaving her ace Haxorus to remain. We move first against Haxorus, meaning it is preparing to use Dragon Tail. Surf does well over half to Haxorus, and Dragon Tail connects, taking Kelly down to only 4 hit points, and bringing in Sabrina to fight as the rain stops. Haxorus uses Slash, and Sabrina brings Haxorus to healing range with Surf, removing the work Kelly did to it. I continue to have Sabrina use Tri-Attack, and Haxorus sets up a Dragon Dance. We get one more Tri-Attack off as it uses Dragon Tail, knocking Sabrina out right there. With Kelly weak, I send in Qwilfish and have her use Thunder Wave on Haxorus, as it uses another Dragon Dance. This Thunder Wave cuts Haxorus' speed in half, and because things are looking grim, I go for Minimize while Haxorus thankfully remains fully paralyzed. It gets another Dragon Dance off, and we deal a little bit of damage to it with a Surf. Unfortunately, Dragon Tail connects through our +6 evasion, taking Jill out. And in comes Kelly with only 4 hit points remaining as Iris heals once more. I set up the rain for damage and use Surf as Haxorus remains fully paralyzed. And Surf once more takes Haxorus out, while Kelly only had 4 hit points remaining, securing our final gym badge, the Legend Badge from Iris. That's all 8 badges. It's almost time for the Pokemon League. We have one final rival battle before heading to the league. First is Charon. He leads with his Unpheasant, and I lead with Kelly, who takes it out in one shot with Surf. Next comes Liepard, who also goes down to 1 Surf. In comes his ace, Samurott. It does a 3rd to me, and Surf does a 4th to it, but it has the leftovers, really shrugging off Kelly's damage. I then switch out to Sabrina. Sabrina comes in and finishes Samurott off with a Grass Knot, only leaving his Simisear, who goes down quickly to a rain-boosted Surf. Time for Victory Road! We make our way through the badge check gates and get swept and walled by the first trainer of Victory Road with their Whimsicott and Zebstrika. Great start. I go back with a different lead in Jill and beat her with Rollout and Minimize. I make my way through Victory Road right after and reach the Pokemon League. I run inside right away with my level 44 Lombre, 45 Qwilfish, and 47 Clamperl. Because I'm an idiot, apparently, and get utterly stomped by Grimsley, the easiest member. I then decide I have to go train, getting Kelly to level 51, having her finally learn her first move. Shell Smash. Foolishly thinking this will be enough, I head back in and try my hand at Chantal. I don't even get close. I can't use items in battle, and I'm playing on set with a Lombre, Qwilfish, and Clamperl. I'm gonna need to actually train. So I do. I properly train up and get the Angels up to level 58. I now give the Elite Four a proper try. I lead with Kelly against Chantal and use Shell Smash, and then take Cofagrigus out with a Surf. Jellicent comes in, and I put up a Rain Dance for Sabrina as Kelly goes down. Sabrina comes in and I use Grass Knot on Jellicent, taking it out in 2 shots. Rain Boosted Surf takes Chandelure out, and a Grass Knot trips the Heavy Golurk. 1 down, 3 to go. Next up is Grimsley. I lead with Kelly against his Scrafty and use Shell Smash. Surf takes Scrafty, Crocodile, Bisharp, and Liepard out in 1 shot, sweeping his team. Time for Caitlyn. I lead with Kelly and use Kelly Smash, while Rhenocles misses with Thunder. Surf then takes Rhenocles, Gothitelle, Musharna, and Sigilif out in 1 shot, sweeping her as well. Alright, the last Elite Four member, and the most dangerous. It's time for Marshall. I lead with Qwilfish. What, did you think I was gonna say Kelly? No, I have Qwilfish use Minimize, while Throw hits us with a Bulldoze. I continue to get my Minimize streak going as Throw misses with Bulldoze twice. I then begin my Rollout streak. Funnily enough, Rollout wasn't my smartest play here. It barely does anything to Marshall's fighting types, and takes all 5 hits to not even finish off Throw. So as he heals it for a second time, I opt for Poison Jab and Aqua Tail, which see much better results. In comes Sawk, and I do the same, as we keep dodging attacks left and right, until a Stone Edge connects. A Stone Edge! Through +6 evasiveness. Wow, Marshall. Anyways, with that done, Conkeldurr comes in, who goes down to 3 hits, leaving his final Pokemon, Ninchao, to come in. It uses Jump Kick! Great, it'll miss! Oh, yeah, of course, it hits me. Either way, Jill manages to take Marshall out, all by herself, leaving only N and Ghetsis to remain. At the top of N's castle, we have to capture Zekrom. I knock it out once anyways, just to see if I could, and while it was close, our Angels did it just fine. We then use the Master Ball on Zekrom, who I go ahead and name Charlie, and N challenges us to his final battle. Because we had room in our party, Zekrom was automatically added and put to the front. Obviously, Zekrom's not allowed to battle, so I use a revive from our bag over and over, which does not get used up, resulting in the use of no items, until Charlie faints. Now it's time for our angels to shine. I send in Kelly against N's Reshiram, and use Kelly Smash. Hyper Beam takes us down to just 25 hit points, but we should now outspeed it, and it has to recharge, so I use this time to use Rain Dance, so I can deal maximum damage to his Pokemon with Surf. Surf for my little Clamperl Kelly, who has come so far, easily takes Reshiram out in a single shot. And in comes his Zoroark? Klinklang? I guess we'll find out. It was his Klinklang who goes down in one shot, and now comes the Zoroark, who follows suit. Caracosta is next, who we unfortunately can't take out in a single shot because I'm sturdy, but a swift Aqua Jet stopped us from even trying. In comes Sabrina, who uses Grass Knot to bring Caracosta down to sturdy and takes Caracosta out after N heals. Next up is his Vanillix. It sets up the Hail, which restores its HP with Ice Body. She manages to get it down to a little less than half before she goes down to a Blizzard, leaving the rest of this fight all on Jill's spikes. I go for Aqua Tail immediately, taking Vanillix out, and all that remains is his Archeops. Qwilfish surprisingly outspeeds it, and Aqua Tail finishes N off once and for all, leaving only one battle left between us and this namesake challenge becoming complete. Team Plasma's boss gets this. He leads with a Cofagrigus, who loves the strategy of Toxic and Protect. So, I start with Kelly and use Kelly Smash. It does land a Toxic, which seals Kelly's fate, but it doesn't mean she can't carve our way to victory in that time. I know it's gonna use Protect, so I use a second Shell Smash. This should hopefully allow us to one-shot everything in Kelly's way. Surf takes out Cofagrigus, Bouffalant, Electros, and even his ace, Hydreigon, in a single shot before Kelly goes down to the toxic damage. She definitely came out of her shell and became a true legend. I'm proud of you, Kelly. I send in Sabrina predicting Seismitoad, who does come out next. Grass Knot's enough to take it out as it sets up the rain, activating Sabrina's Swift Swim ability for his final Pokemon, Bisharp, allowing Sabrina to outspeed and take Bisharp out with Surf, defeating Getsis and beating Pokemon White, playing as my namesake, Hunter Corm from the Under Coliseum in Pokemon Coliseum. Kelly, Sabrina, and Qwilfish, you guys were legends, and I couldn't have done this without you three. Wow, that was one of the most unique Pokemon challenges I've ever done, and probably ever will do. I actually felt like a real Pokemon trainer, and grew really attached to my angels along the way. Kelly started off incredibly weak, while Sabrina was the best and Jill was really good. But towards the end, Kelly was the best, and Sabrina was pretty useless towards the end, actually, that I found. Who would have ever thought that the Deep Sea Tooth on Route 17 would ever find use in a main story run? That's so cool! Anyways, guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, it really means a lot to me if you click the like button. It helps the channel and the video so much. And even commenting down below anything at all, tell me what you thought. It's also good for the YouTube algorithm, so I have heard. And if you haven't done so already and want to see more videos like this, don't forget to subscribe and ring that bell to be notified of all future uploads for this channel as a whole, and see more videos like this in the future. You can always unsubscribe later if you want. It's free. And I'd love to see this specific challenge really take off. So if you do it yourself, definitely tell me about it down below or over on my Twitter. You can find the link for that down below. And do you watch other Pokemon YouTubers do Pokemon challenges? If so, send them this video over on Twitter and tell them you'd love to see them do it. Who knows, maybe they'll find it really unique and interesting too. Everybody's adventure will be different. That's what makes this really cool. Or do you have Pokemon challenge suggestions for me that you'd like to see me do? If so, tell me down below. I'd love to hear from you, and I plan on making a video like this every single week from here on out. And who knows, maybe your idea will be something that I end up doing. And you can see the Pokemon challenges I've already done in the playlist over here. Or check out this awesome Pokemon Challenge Let's Play series that I did over here. I think you'll really enjoy it. It's one of my favorites. Anyways, guys, with all that out of the way, I really hope you did enjoy the video. It means a lot to me. And I'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching.